Now, in the filtration, remember filtration is not simply passage of something through a filter membrane, it is under pressure, right? So that pressure which is applied in the glomerulus, the net filtration pressure, okay, is a product of different other pressures which are present. Okay. The first one will be coming from the afferent article, will be a glomerular blood hydrostatic pressure, which is measured up to 55 mm of mercury. Alright, it is the pressure, it is a normal blood pressure which is coming, which originates from the heart, remember?
Yeah.
The pressure through which blood flows through your arteries, any arteriole through which it flows. It is that pressure. Glomerular blood hydrostatic pressure. Right, it's 55. Okay. Now remember, once through a membrane, if the fluid passes through a pressure, alright, then there is a filtrate which is accumulated.
Yes.
That filtrate will give some amount of blockage to the next fluid which is coming.
Yeah.
Right? Agreed?
Yeah.
That is why if there is a membrane, alright, and the place where filtrate is supposed to be present, if initially it is empty, alright, if you put something to pressure, it would really go easily. But once fluid starts accumulating, that is, once a filtrate starts accumulating, right, after the membrane, once your filtrate starts accumulating, the rate of filtration will go little, it will become a little lesser. Agreed? Because the filtrate which is present, it will not let the next batch of filtrate come. Right? So it will apply a back pressure. That is a capsular hydrostatic pressure. It comes up to 15 mm of Hg. Right? Blood pressure is always measured in mm of Hg. We will discuss that in cardiovascular system. Alright? So, initial through which it is flowing through the filtration membrane is 55. Alright? This is integers plus. This is the initial pressure which is coming. Alright? Through this pressure there is a reverse pressure coming from your capsular. Remember the fluid, the initial filtrate which will come, it will accumulate in your capsule. Alright? Because this fluid is present over there, it will not let the next batch of fluid come in, next batch of filtrate come in. So you will apply the back pressure which is your capillary hydrostatic pressure. Alright. Also there will be blood colloid osmotic pressure. What is blood colloid osmotic pressure? The proteins which have remained in the capillaries. Alright. These will act as solutes. Alright. And their concentration is absolutely over here. Proteins remember are not filtered out. Mostly they are not filtered out in the capsule. So imagine this is a filtration membrane. The solute concentration is more over here and less over here. So what will be the tendency of water from lower solute concentration to higher solute concentration? So it will start flowing. That will give rise to another pressure which is called your blood colloid osmotic pressure. That is osmotic pressure. Right? That comes up to 30 mm of Hg. So if you take the net filtration pressure, alright, of the fluid which will enter the proximally convoluted tubule, alright, it is glomerular blood hydrostatic pressure minus capsular hydrostatic pressure and blood colloid osmotic pressure. Remember these two are in the reverse direction. So 55 minus 45 will come to, that is a net filtration pressure. 10 mm of Hg. Alright? And there are various mechanisms within the kidney to maintain this 10 mm. Alright? And based on the requirement of your overall body, this can change. To maintain the overall blood pressure. Like for example, the person is met with an injury and has lost a lot of blood. Alright? When you lose a lot of blood, what will be the tendency of your body कि जितना है उसको संभाल के रखो, डोंट लेट इट गो आउट. Alright, so this net filtration pressure will decrease a lot. Alright, whatever fluids is there, try and keep it inside. So the filtration pressure will be less, right? कम force में जाएगा तो more of it will be retained.
Yeah.
Alright, in case when your blood pressure is increased due to increased amount of fluid, ज़्यादा fluid है body के अंदर compared to what it should be. In that case, you will have a tendency to secrete more fluid outside. Alright. Let's take an example. The time you have had water and from the digestive system it has been absorbed. Right, water has passed. So at that time the amount of fluid in your body is increased. At that time this pressure might increase a little bit. So that more of the fluid is given out, more urine is formed. But इतना ज़्यादा वेरी नहीं होता है. 10 is maintained normally. Okay, understood what is net filtration pressure? Now we have to discuss what is the glomerular filtration rate. Alright, it is the net amount of filtrate which is formed in all the nephrons in both the kidneys. Alright, per minute. The amount of filtrate formed in all the nephrons of both the kidneys combined per minute will be a glomerular filtration rate, which in males is 125 ml per minute and females it is 105 ml per minute. Alright, there is your glomerular filtration rate. This glomerular filtration rate should be maintained. Alright. Your kidney has a tendency to maintain this rate, alright, by changing the net filtration rate if required. Mostly, if this glomerular blood pressure, if your blood pressure is high, remember, this value will increase 55 से 60 हो गया अगर, ठीक है, तो overall this 10 will become 15, but that doesn't happen, right? Even if your pressure increases drastically, there is very less increase in the net filtration pressure, very small increase compared to this, and this is directly dependent on your GFR. Glomerular filtration rate is directly dependent upon your net filtration pressure. ये hardly increase होगा, so GFR will hardly increase, even if your blood pressure overall is increased. But if your blood pressure has decreased, like I give you an example of an accident in which you have lost a lot of blood, alright? 55 say, if it goes on decreasing, remember if a lot of blood is lost outside, the amount of blood inside the system is less. Because the amount of blood inside the system is less, your blood pressure will decrease. Alright? 55 say, if it reaches up to 45, the filtration will cease. If your filtration ceases, your kidneys will fail. That is why whenever there is an accident, the first thing you do is you try and prevent the loss of blood. Alright? Increased blood can be taken care of to an extent, but loss of blood is highly dangerous because your kidneys will fail. All other systems there will be problem. It starts with your kidneys. Alright? So, this net to maintain your glomerular filtration rate is maintained at a constant value. Alright? And to maintain it, mostly your net filtration pressure will be increased or decreased. Okay? And how your net filtration pressure can be maintained? There are two possibilities. One, by adjusting the blood flow. Okay? If blood pressure is increased, if this value is increased, right, a lot of blood is coming to the afferent arteriole. Okay? You decrease the blood pressure by decreasing its volume. To begin with, afferent arteriole का जो diameter है उसको कम कर दो. Remember the lumen, the diameter of the lumen of your arteries can be controlled because it has that smooth muscle layer. The smooth muscle layer is relaxed, the diameter will be huge. If the smooth muscle layer contracts, the diameter will become less, and that can be adjusted. Alright, this adjustment can be done by nerve stimulations also, by hormones also, externally, and by your kidney itself. How we discuss that? By your juxtaglomerular cells, etc., macula densa cells. We'll discuss that. Right from birth, the number of nephrons is constant. At birth in your kidney, if there were, I'm just giving a very small number, it's just an example, if there were 100 nephrons, till you die, the number of nephrons will remain the same, 100. Alright, you cannot add more nephrons. Alright, in that case, the regeneration of the kidney is minimal. You cannot have more nephrons coming in. Alright, the number which was fixed at birth in your kidneys will remain the same till the end. But the amount of work which a nephron can do, a single nephron which is still functioning can vary significantly. Up to that, supposingly your both kidneys are functioning, it is doing certain amount of work. For some reason, like as we said, there is a tumor in your ureter, so it is not letting the urine pass. One of your kidney fails because of an accident, whatever. One of your kidneys is removed. Alright, the other kidney nephrons will increase their work. Increase their work up to the level that agar dono kidneys together were doing 100% work, over the period of time your one kidney will develop so much that it will handle up to 80% of both their works. That is a significant rate.
Yeah.
But 50% of work was done by right kidney, 50% of work was done by left kidney. Alright, right kidney damage hoga, nikal diya. Left kidney will compensate for up to 30% of the work which was being done by your right kidney. It is significant. Right, and if you make minor changes in your diet, in your habits, people can successfully live with one kidney also. There are many such cases. एक kidney fail हो जाता है, उसको निकाल देते हैं. But then there are times when both your kidneys fail. In that case, kidney transplant can happen. But then in the transplant, there are so many different factors. The main factor is the immune system. The rejection shouldn't happen and all that. We've discussed this, right, when you're doing transplants. Okay, we discussed about glomerular filtration rate, and I said that glomerular filtration rate is tried to be maintained by the body. Right, in male is 125 ml per minute and female is 105 ml per minute. And glomerular filtration rate is mainly maintained by maintaining the net filtration pressure. Net filtration pressure in turn is mainly maintained by controlling the blood pressure, the pressure through which the blood is entering from the afferent arteriole inside the glomerulus. Alright. The first way of regulation is your renal auto-regulation of. Okay. So this GFR maintenance can be done over a wide range of blood pressure. Alright. If your arterial pressure range of 80 to, it says from 80 to 180. So approximately in the range of 100 mm of Hg, your GFR can still be maintained. It's a very wide range. Like if your arterial blood pressure is 80 mm, still your GFR will remain the same. If it reaches up to 180 mm, it will still remain the same. Alright, and what is the average? It is 120 in between. Alright, it will still remain the same. The GFR maintenance is done by various mechanisms. The first is your renal auto-regulation of GFR. Alright, the renal system itself auto-regulates it. Alright, in this also there are two mechanisms. One is your myogenic mechanism, alright, which is done by the smooth muscle cells. Okay, if you see the diagram of remember there are smooth muscles which are present in your afferent arteriole. Alright, these smooth muscles themselves act as receptors of blood pressure. They are muscle cells, so they can contract and relax.
Yeah.
That pressure should be maintained at 55 mm of Hg. Remember the blood glomerular hydrostatic pressure. So at that pressure, these smooth muscles will be in a position where they are not relaxed much or they are not contracted much. Okay. What will happen if the blood flow increases? If the blood pressure increases, right, let's say it goes above 120, if the blood pressure increases, your cells will stretch, right, your afferent arteriole ka diameter will stretch. कोई भी ट्यूब के अंदर ज़्यादा if you put liquid in it, it's a stretchable tube, it will stretch. So these smooth muscle cells will stretch, right? So the smooth muscle cells will detect that the blood pressure has increased. So then they will contract to bring the diameter of that afferent arteriole to the initial diameter. Normal है इतना diameter है. Blood pressure increase हुआ, so this will dilate. Alright, this will be detected by the smooth muscle cells lining the afferent arteriole. They will again constrict. Alright, and maintain the diameter. Alright, and if the opposite is happening, if the blood pressure is less than the normal, your smooth muscle, the diameter will automatically decrease, right, of your afferent arteriole. So your smooth muscles will be constricted more than the normal, right? So then what they do is they relax, right? And relaxation will again increase the diameter of your afferent arteriole. Okay, mainly afferent arteriole, even efferent arteriole ka diameter can be adjusted. Even they have smooth muscle cells. Alright, but ulta hoga. If your blood pressure is more, your afferent arteriole ka diameter is decreased, your efferent arteriole ka will increase. And the opposite, if your blood pressure is less, your afferent arteriole ka diameter will increase and your efferent arteriole ka will decrease. Efferent arteriole में इतना control नहीं होता है, इसका diameter more or less remains constant. But the lumen का diameter of afferent arteriole can be adjusted. Okay, agree? This is the myogenic mechanism. Myo means muscle. So muscle, the smooth muscles are doing this, right? The other mechanism is a part of your renal auto-regulation. Your renal cells, the cells of the kidney are only doing this. The other mechanism is by the macula densa cells. Alright, there is tubular reabsorption in the proximal convoluted tubule in your descending loop of Henle. There is a lot of reabsorption which happens. Okay. During filtration, a lot of sodium ions, chloride ions, and water is lost, and they are being again reabsorbed in your proximal convoluted tubule in your descending loop of Henle. A lot of it is being reabsorbed. Now imagine if your blood pressure is very high. If your blood pressure is high, alright, the flow rate of the fluid through your proximal convoluted tubule to your descending loop of Henle will be very fast. Okay. If the flow rate is very fast, the amount of time required to reabsorb will be less. ठीक है, फ्लूइड में से सोडियम रीअब्सॉर्ब करना है, और वो फ्लूइड इतना फास्ट मूव कर रहा है कि इन नॉर्मल रेट इफ आई कैन in a particular place in a proximal convoluted tubule, if I can take in 10 ions of sodium, because the flow rate is so fast, instead of 10 now I can only take 8 or 7 or 6, right?
Yeah.
And these, so a lot of it will actually remain inside. So sodium chloride का जो level ultimately from proximal and descending, ascending, distal convoluted tubule, okay, in the ascending limb, the amount of sodium chloride which should be normally present in a normal blood pressure, compared to that, if the blood pressure is high, the concentration of sodium and chloride will also be high.
Yeah.
Agree? This increase in the concentration is detected by your macula densa cells. Right? The macula densa cells and your juxtaglomerular cells together form the juxtaglomerular apparatus. Alright? These macula densa cells, okay, they detect the increased delivery of sodium chloride and water. जितना normally आना चाहिए उससे ज़्यादा sodium chloride is coming through the ascending limb of loop of Henle. Alright, this is being detected by your macula densa cells. Then what does the macula densa cells do? Alright, it inhibits the release of nitric oxide. Okay, nitric oxide is a gaseous molecule. It acts as a messenger in the system, mainly when it is related to the constriction and dilation of the smooth muscles of your arteries and veins, of arteries mainly. Alright, so what does nitric oxide do? Function of nitric oxide is it causes vasodilation. The nitric oxide causes vasodilation, increase in the diameter of the lumen of the respective arteriole. Right? Blood pressure is more. Alright. So what will you want? You will want the diameter of your afferent arteriole to decrease. Alright. To decrease, the dilation should be less. The vasodilation should be less. For the vasodilation to be less, the amount of nitric oxide reaching it should be less. Alright. And this decrease in nitric oxide is done by your macula densa cells. Right? Decreased secretion of nitric oxide. So because of this, what will happen? The afferent arteriole constricts, which decreases the blood flow to the glomerulus. Agree? Imagining if the opposite is happening. If the blood pressure is less, the macula densa cells, the sodium chloride and water concentration reaching your macula densa cells will be less.
Yeah.
Right? If that is less, what will happen? More of nitric oxide will be released. More of nitric oxide released will cause more vasodilation of the afferent arteriole. More vasodilation of afferent arteriole, more blood will pass through it. So, by these two renal autoregulation mechanisms, the overall blood pressure will be maintained.
Yeah.
Why is it necessary to maintain this pressure? Because ultimately you want to keep the net filtration pressure constant, and to keep ultimately the net filtration, why you want to keep the net filtration pressure constant? Because you want to keep the GFR constant, glomerular filtration rate. Okay. Then there is also neural regulation of the whole system that we'll do when we are discussing the nervous system. There is again an hormonal regulation. Alright. There are two hormones which we'll discuss here. We'll discuss them in more detail when we are actually discussing all the hormones together which regulate the renal system. But just to give an example, one of them is angiotensin 2. Alright. Angiotensin 2 reduces GFR. अगर GFR ज़्यादा होगा तो उसको कम करता है. And then there is natriuretic peptide, atrial natriuretic peptide. Alright. Atrial matlab it comes from the atria of the heart and it increases GFR. So imagine if your blood pressure is increased, there is more blood in the system. More blood in the system, more pumping has to be done by your heart. More pumping has to be done by your heart, matlab your heart has to stretch more. Alright? More stretching of the atrial wall cells of the heart. So they will detect, अरे मैं normal से ज़्यादा stretch हो रहा हूँ. ठीक है? मतलब there is more blood. More blood मतलब more of it should be excreted. So the GFR should increase. So these cells will secrete a hormone that is called the atrial natriuretic peptide. That's one peptide which are released to the heart cells, which will go directly, and the receptors of this hormone is in the mesangial cells. Remember we discussed these mesangial cells.
Sir, can we increase the blood content in the body?
Blood content
With the amount of blood?
Yeah.
by less excretion.
We
See,
have
your
to
blood-
excrete, right?
Yeah.
You excrete only less. Like imagine
Yeah.